What is going on, Panthers Nation? Carolina Dad here, your host of the Two Growls, One Roar podcast. If you are here, please hit that subscribe button. We've got the official Panther mascot right here, my cat, that will not leave me alone as I try to record this episode. But anyways, folks, here we are. The dust has settled on the Panthers 2024 schedule. We got a lot of things to talk about. I did a live reaction video yesterday. I repurposed that video, and I don't know if YouTube was just like, hey, we don't like that you're repurposing content, or if it had to do with me doing the screen sharing. But the plays on that video were terrible. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back in and I'm going to redo this, not redo it, but at least dissect it a little bit differently in this format so we can talk about the Panthers schedule and, you know, maybe not go in a 28-minute monologue to talk about it, but at least a few things that were noticed as we come out of this. Number one, no primetime games for your Carolina Panthers. That's right, folks. If you thought that, hey, we might have a Thursday night football game, which is what I thought, for sure. I talked about this. I said, hey, someone tweeted and was like, how many primetime games are the Panthers going to get? I said, hey, don't hold your breath, but I think Thursday night football, I do not, expect Sunday night football or Monday night football. Hey, and that's fine. I was like, maybe there's this weird doubleheader scenario like last year, and maybe we land there, but we didn't. Not at all. The big names that you're used to, the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, all of America's teams are out there on prime time. And, the Panthers, I look at it this way, folks. Hey, we're going to have a lot of early bedtimes. There are some, possibilities that we get flexed into a slot if things go well during the season. But at least right now, you know what? We're going to take the hand that we are dealt, and it's no prime time. You go 2-15, you win 2 games. Not a lot of people are going to be wanting to watch this team nationally. Locally, sure. Like, you're forced to watch the Carolina Panthers. You're stuck with it. But nationally speaking, let's be real. Remove your homer cap. If you were thinking about this as whatever team, teams of years past that have been terrible, whether it was a bad Jets team or a bad Lions team or Houston before they were good or Jacksonville, would you want to see that team? Like, if they were coming off of a 1 or 2 win season, would you want to see them on prime time? I don't think so. The message is clear, though. The Panthers are not respected. They will not be respected until they prove that they can win some football games. Let's talk about the schedule. Again, if you're looking at the preseason, we've got an AFC East gauntlet with the Patriots. Likely get to see a little bit of Drake May. The Jets, again, remember, we played them last year. We're going to play them again at home. So if there is that cross mini camp, I don't know. We'll see. I know the Hard Knocks, at least right now, probably not following them, so maybe not as much buzz there. But joint practices, and I don't know, with the realignment of training camp, not in Spartanburg, being in Charlotte, that may make it easier. And we do get to see joint practices. And then the Buffalo Bills. 3 right there. Kicking off the season, New Orleans Saints, 1 o'clock kickoff, division rival. Absolutely a game that the Panthers should win. Can we start off on the right foot, folks? That's all I want, man. That's all I want. Let's just win a game. Let's put last year behind us and show folks that this is going to be a different team and not a team that people could walk over. Schedule set up nicely, though. You then follow that up if things don't go well. Your home opener is against Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, and the Los Angeles Chargers. And here's what I'll say about the schedule. I looked out, so if you got to watch the live reaction and or the rewatch that I posted, you would see I talked about the schedule, the record for the Carolina Panthers over the last 10 years against our opponents. So you look at our schedule here today. How many, if you were to guess right now without looking it up, how many teams do you think the Panthers would have a winning record against over the last 10 years? Now, you have to think about, like, okay, these AFC teams are likely going to have, they're on a rotation, so not playing them as often. I'll let you sit there or go look it up yourself, but it's two. Again, over the last 10 years, the Panthers have a winning record against two of the teams that they're going to be facing this year. Those two teams, Los Angeles Chargers, which we have owned throughout our history as a team, and the Arizona Cardinals, who we have owned as of late. Did lose the last matchup, talked about that. But at least relatively speaking, we've done pretty well against them. So Chargers at home, travel out to Las Vegas, another winnable game in my opinion. Those first three games, Panthers could be sitting at, if you're doing math, you could say 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, 3-0. But I would say 2-1 is a possibility. Right now, this is your way too early season prediction, projection, whatever you want to call it. Cincinnati Bengals, home game. I like that we're getting them a little bit earlier in the year because we know more than likely Cincinnati is going to turn it around. I hate that, I've talked about this too, I hate that the Bengals are the team that we're playing based on the result of our record. I hate that. It's like, you look at the team. So the Bengals, the Bears, and who is the other? The Cardinals. So those are the three teams that we are playing as a result of finishing last within our division. But hey, you take it. You got to win these games. Travel out. I like the Week 5 matchup against the Chicago Bears, 1 o'clock kickoff. The first 5 weeks, 1 o'clock kickoff minus Vegas, which is 4:05. You have a primetime slot, Week 6 against the Atlanta Falcons. Home game, 4:25 kickoff. Follow that up with Washington, at Denver, back home against the New Orleans Saints. Travel to Germany for the New York Giants in a Week 10 matchup, 9:30 a.m. kickoff. Then you have your bye week. I really think the first half of this schedule for the Carolina Panthers puts them in a position to win some games, man. I've talked about it, but I always think the Saints are a team that we can beat. I know we didn't beat them last year. The Chargers, Raiders, Bears, even. I know the Bears are going to be improved, and we couldn't even beat them with the backup quarterback. Falcons, we've split with them over the last 4 years. This game's going to be at home. Who knows what's going to be happening there? At that point, maybe they've already moved on to Michael Penix. I doubt it. But don't forget, we faced Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings last year at Bank of America Stadium. Shut him down. Ejiro Evero and this defense had him on lock throughout most of that game. Washington, again, Jaden Daniels. I like our odds there. Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, Zach Wilson, Bo Nix, whatever the crap is going on up there at Mile High. I like that game. And I talked about New Orleans, and I also like the New York Giants. Fortunately, we don't get to see Brian Burns here at Bank of America, but hey. Then you have the bye week. And if you saw the live reaction video for the NFL calling into the Panthers, releasing the schedule, they did a call, put that out there. Dave Canales is also a fan of having the bye right now. One thing about the schedule, too, when you play every single game on Sunday, your schedule, as far as like your actual week-to-week, day-to-day schedule, is going to be the same. Like, there's not going to be any change with, oh, well, now we got to play Thursday night or we got to play Monday night this week in your shortened week or extended week, whatever it is. Like, you play Sunday, you've got the same thing for 17 weeks, 18 weeks, really, because you throw out the bye. Same exact schedule, which is a good thing, and that's what Dave Canales talked about last night. Coming out of the bye, one of the biggest games on the calendar. If this team is going to be a competitive football team, what is Bryce Young and this Carolina Panthers team going to look like Week 12 against the Kansas City Chiefs at home? Right now, 1 o'clock kickoff, November 24th. Follow that up with Tampa Bay at home. Then you travel to Philadelphia, home against the Cowboys, home against Arizona. That's your season finale at home. And then the final 2 weeks of the season are on the road against Tampa Bay and Atlanta. That's your schedule. So we've got, the weird thing about the schedule. So I understand Vegas and Denver being late kickoffs, but the Falcons home game, Washington away game, 4 o'clock kickoffs or afternoon kickoffs. The Tampa Bay game, 4 o'clock kickoff. I'm like, these East Coast games, I guess it's technically only three, but still, like East Coast, why are we having a late afternoon kickoff? The schedule's there, folks. How many games are the Panthers going to win? How many games do you think this team can win today? I still sit at the 6 to 7 win mark, but man, it would be so nice to see us at 7, 8, 9 wins. Anything above 2, not anything. I don't want to say anything above 2. Maybe can we get 6? Take the over on whatever the spread is right now for this Carolina Panthers team. That's all I want to see, man. Show us some progress for this. And what games on the calendar are you looking for? Like, what games do you have circled? I could see Chicago being a big one. I think from a travel standpoint, I was listening to the Mac and Bone show, like Vegas, cool trip. Denver, maybe if you like Colorado, the Germany game. Philadelphia is always a tough place to play, tough fan base. Dallas at home. That should be a good game. I really like Kansas City at home. Someone also was talking about the cost right now to attend all of the Panthers games, like on Tick Pick, is a little under $700, which is wild to think that and that's not even, that's not PSL owner. That's just you going out and buying all the home games through the Panthers. That's not every game. So I think that's where people are also getting confused. But still, $700 for 8 games because you have the one game that's in Germany. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 that are actually at Bank of America Stadium. Not bad considering the way the NFL is expanded now with the streaming Netflix, ESPN Plus, Amazon. Like I can't even keep up with them. YouTube TV, you're going to have a full-on cable subscription basically at this point to watch all these games. So that's another bonus for not having prime time or these weird Christmas Day games, which hopefully one day we will get back there. And just speaking of the NFL, it's so funny. Last year they come out and say, yeah, we're only going to play on Christmas if or when it's on a normal game day. But then, hey, they saw the success. I don't blame them of what they had last year. I don't know if they'll be able to replicate it. Like you're going to have to hope that the teams coming into that are going to be good or have good, winning records at that point or in the hunt for playoffs. But hey, I mean, it seems like that's going to be the norm. They're taking over the Christmas Day, which was usually owned by the NBA. Pretty soon, especially if we go to like an 18-game schedule, we're just going to be playing almost every day of the week. Like NFL is just going to find a way to make money off of this stuff. And I mean, why wouldn't they? Anyways, folks, that is all I got for y'all today. If you are still here, please hit that subscribe button. It's Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one. See y'all.